First of all, the EU Central Asia strategy in 2007 defined very broad objectives and priorities for the EU. For instance, the rule of law and democratization in these countries, more regional cooperation in Central Asia, but also, of course, engagement in water and the environment, in the education sector, economic development, peaceful conflict resolution. So you can see these were very broad objectives. And so I would say that today we have, of course, not achieved them all, but we have now a very good partnership with Central Asians in many of these areas where we have concrete projects and programs together with them. Now, these countries, 20 years after independence, have developed quite fast if you look at the economic indicators and at the changes in the region. And therefore, there are a lot of opportunities also for Spain and for all member states to engage. Within the EU Central Asia strategy, member states actually can play a role. So some of them coordinate some of the regional platforms that we have, like on education or on water. But of course, there is also a possibility for member states to engage in some of the concrete projects and programs that the EU runs, like the counter narcotics program and the water management program. For Spain, since you have this, in terms of the climate, in terms of your location, you are more similar to Central Asia than, say, a country like Poland. And so therefore I see that in terms of engagement on wind and solar energy, on water management, that there really could be a very good Spanish contribution to EU cooperation. The strength is that we have a very broad engagement, meaning that we can really offer quite a lot in different spheres of engagement. And I think that is positive because they are in a very big transformation, having come from the Soviet Union and now moving towards modern societies, modern economies. And so therefore they also are interested in engagement in different sectors. So that I think that is a strength, and it's also a strength that the EU has a long-term vision of the region. So we understand that in this difficult transformation, we will need to remain engaged in the long term. It will not change immediately. The weaknesses, I think, sometimes are that it's difficult for people in the region to understand that the EU and its member states are actually part of the same policy. So in terms of the EU visibility, I think we should do more. So we should be very well coordinated between member states and the EU as such, in order to make clear to our partners in Central Asia that this is actually part and parcel of the same policy strategy. Of course, you have big neighbors in the region. So Russia, of course, traditionally has played a big role in the region. And China is currently investing very huge sums, especially in infrastructure, railways, roads, and other big projects in the region. Now, the EU, of course, in the future, but also now, can bring a lot of our own expertise in terms of transformation. Because, as you know, we have EU member states who actually traveled the same path, especially the Baltic states, but also some Eastern Europeans. So when you look at the institutional capacity building, how you have to adapt all your government structures to market economy and to a more participatory government model towards democracy, then this is an area where the EU actually has a lot to offer, which is not the same, of course, for the other neighbors. And I think that is very well understood in the region. So therefore, of course, if you look at Kyrgyzstan, they have recently established a kind of parliamentary democracy, and therefore, of course, they are looking towards the EU to be their partner in this endeavor.